This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you on this Friday. It's here. I'm Rebecca Smith.
I'm Bill Bryant. You might have wondered if we'd get here to Friday, right? It's been a long week for many. A lot of folks back to work this week, January 8th.
Now at 6 a.m., an armed robbery suspect leads police on a chase through town and ends with 3 arrests.
Also this morning, details about a Lexington murder case. Find out what police say led them to the suspect.
Why a community is calling for changes along a central Kentucky road.
After a series of deadly crashes in recent...
It is not a good-looking start to the workday. We're sitting there, temperatures in the 40s. That's nice. However, got the rain out of that. It's pretty widespread. Some heavier downpours too mixed in. We get in toward the afternoon. A better afternoon in store. So the bulk of the rain's falling right now. We got another chance Saturday, and then we bring in the snow. We'll talk all about that coming up.
And let's get right to the news. New this morning, 3 people are being questioned right now after a dramatic gas station robbery overnight in Lexington.
Police say the men had a rifle and later led police on a chase. WKYT's Mike Byer is live in Richmond on Richmond Road, I should say, to explain.
The Circle K here on Richmond Road reopened about 30 minutes ago, just hours after it was robbed at gunpoint. Lexington police tell us around 2 a.m. that 2 men, one with a handgun and one with a rifle, walked into the gas station. Police tell us the 2 men demanded cash and then fled away in a vehicle. Police tell us witnesses spotted that vehicle, a gray Jeep, leaving the area. Police eventually spotted the Jeep on Shoreside Drive. This sparked a pursuit, which ended at the apartments on Appian Way shortly before 2:30 a.m. Police tell us 2 of the men in the car got out and ran. They say the man with the rifle dropped it and was tased. Police tell us the second person who ran was also caught. The 2 men and the driver were all arrested. Now, police just left the gas station about 30 minutes ago. They were questioning employees and witnesses. They tell us so far the 3 men who have been arrested have not been charged with anything at this time. That's it for now. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Obviously, they're being held for that questioning at the moment. Now, new this morning, investigators are looking into the cause of an overnight fire in Lexington. The home on Kenton Street near Transylvania University caught on fire just before midnight. Firefighters say flames and smoke were coming from the home, and the man living there was able to make it out okay as they were arriving. The home was badly damaged. Crews were not able to get a different overnight fire in Scott County out. A barn on Elk Lick Road in Sadieville caught fire around 11 o'clock last night. Firefighters say muddy roads made it very difficult to get to the barn, so they decided to let it burn out after learning that it had been abandoned.
A Lexington murder suspect is headed to court this morning. Alan Burgess is accused of killing Kiara Green on Scottsdale Circle in June of 2014. He wasn't arrested until last month, and this morning we've learned new information about how police say they connected him to the crime. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain's at our live desk to explain.
Morning from a court document showing that DNA evidence is one reason Alan Burgess was arrested back in December for the murder of 18-year-old Kiara Green. Police say Green was shot and killed at a home on Scottsdale Circle in Lexington in June of 2014. 3 others were shot as well. Investigators discovered several pieces of evidence at the scene of the crime. Those findings led detectives to the arrest of 22-year-old Alan Burgess. Now, one of the items found was in the backyard of the home on Scottsdale was a baseball hat. Forensic evidence was received in April showing the DNA in that hat matched Burgess's. Also, Burgess was arrested on unrelated charges last February. Now, during that arrest, police say Burgess was in possession of a handgun. The gun was sent to the Kentucky State Police Lab, and according to the arrest citation, the shell casings from that gun matched the shell casings found at the scene of Green's murder. Testing also found that the bullet that killed Green was fired from that same gun. The documents also state that Burgess was in a long-standing feud with Daquan Baxter, and Baxter was in the home at the time of Green's murder. These findings led to Burgess's arrest, and he is scheduled to be arraigned in court later today. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Well, a Scott County woman is calling for changes to what many are calling a dangerous road. In the last year and a half, 4 people have died in crashes near Kentucky Highway 227 and Duval Station Road near Stamping Ground. Since losing loved ones in a crash on that road in 2014, Elizabeth Carroll started a petition calling on the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to make changes. She says 10 days after the state installed signs alerting drivers to the dangerous curve, another deadly crash happened. The Stamping Ground city officials have now asked the Transportation Cabinet to make more changes to Highway 227.
The time is 6:05 on WKYT this morning. Georgetown police arrested 3 men from Detroit in a stolen credit card case. They were arrested at the Kmart in Georgetown, where police say they were trying to use stolen credit cards. Police think the men traveled down I-75, stopping at multiple stores along the way. Each time, police say the men used stolen credit cards to buy gift cards. Kentucky lawmakers will be considering a bill that supporters say protects the state's gun owners. Earlier this week, President Obama said he is using his executive authority to expand federal background checks to more gun sales. But some Kentucky lawmakers think he's going too far. If House Bill 35 passes in Frankfort, Kentucky would not recognize federal laws that restrict gun ownership. At this point, House Bill 35 has not been assigned to a committee.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
And boy, you can see outside pretty heavy rain falling, especially over toward the far eastern zones. If you go east of I-75, you can see the reds, the yellows showing up. That's some pretty moderate to heavy rain. So we're going to be seeing some nasty conditions outside, especially during the morning hours. Got to keep that in mind because a lot of times people just like to slow down, which is the best idea. But yeah, you like to slow down, just kind of spanning out just a bit. We're seeing some of that rain. It's pretty widespread. Some of us picking up light showers, others of us just that moderate to heavy rain. I would say across the Mountain Parkway, and then you go down toward the Hal Rogers Parkway, Moorhead, as you work down 64, 60, 460, 421. Those are areas that will absolutely be soaked this morning. Traveling, those roads are going to be pretty nasty, and trying to get out to your car, it's just not going to be a fun process. So here's the deal. If you're planning on wearing your best shoes today, it's a bad idea. I promise you that, because it's just going to be wet this morning. Afternoon, it gets much better. I would say through noontime, that's when the bulk of the rain falls, fading during the afternoon and evening hours. Because you see down toward the south and the southwest of us, there's nothing going on. So things are looking good later on, but not so much this morning. You see all the wet roadways there, Frankfort and Capital City. Off toward Corbin, down in the London-Corbin area. Still pretty wet this morning, too, in the mid-40s. If there's some good news out of this rain, keeps our temperatures from the teens and 20s. There's some good news for you. 46 degrees there in Jackson, and then we approach the afternoon hours right around 51 degrees. Lower 50s, actually 10 degrees above average for this time of year. We will take that. By noontime, I would say that rain is mainly over in the eastern zones, and so the bulk of the rain's right now. Noontime, mainly east of I-75. Afternoon, only slight chances of rain. I would say about 20% chance that we actually see some rain later on today. Off into the evening, you got any plans going on? Looks pretty good, and we'll be sitting in the 40s later on this evening too. Let's get into your weekend. Your weekend's going to be pretty active. I would say much of your day on Saturday, excluding the far western zones, much of your day on Saturday will be dry, and we'll be in the mid-50s too. It'll really feel nice, and you'll get those winds coming in from the south and southwest. Then we get off, I would say anywhere from 5 to 8 p.m. is when we see the first drops down toward the south and the west. Here comes that rain. The bulk of the rain actually comes during the evening and nighttime hours. And then here's what all of you want to know about. If you want to see something on the screen in my forecast, you want to see this. Check it out. Here comes the rain fading off into snow. Snow coming in back behind that as that cold air wraps on in. And we'll be seeing snow there Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a heavy snowmaker. Only a light snowmaker within this one. So if you're looking to maybe build a snowman, that might be a little bit tough. So just watch out for that as you go throughout the next several days. That snow chance there on Sunday off into the afternoon does look like it's going to give us at least the opportunity. I think everybody will at least have the opportunity, like last time, to at least see some flakes flying around. And the accumulation, I would say, would be very light. If any at all, it'd be less than an inch, and it would be north of I-64. That's probably your best bet as of right now. Still a couple of days away. We'll kind of iron out those details as we get a little bit closer.
Okay, it'll be interesting. We'll all be watching.
Yes, we will.
Each morning we bring you weather and traffic together. Here's Officer Don with a look at what's happening on the roads.
Hey, good morning. Well, no wrecks, but the wet road's going to have an impact for us on our drive times as we get a live look at the city, and you can see the inner and outer loops of the circle still moving without any problems. I-75 at the 113, don't know if they're going to be doing much construction there today, but they have been working on that exit ramp there at Paris Pike, so if that happens, it'll be probably after 9 o'clock this morning. As far as our drive times go, for now, we'll just call everything okay. Just slow it down a little for the wet roads, as Micah was saying, but from Nicholasville's 13 minutes, Frankfurt's 27, Paris will take about 18, and in Richmond, about 31 across the Clays Ferry Bridge. Now back to the studio.
All right, should be a good ride in for most in the rain this morning. Thank you very much, Don. It is 6:10 now, and WKYT this morning is on the air with all the latest on your Friday.
Well, a Philadelphia police officer was shot while in his cruiser. What investigators say happened in 3 minutes.
Also ahead this morning, 2 refugees in California and in Texas are facing terrorism-related charges. A closer look at their connection coming up on WKYT this morning.
Welcome back in. It is 6:14 on your Friday morning. 2 Middle Eastern refugees arrested following a multi-state probe are scheduled to appear in court today on terror-related charges.
One of the men is from Sacramento and the other is from Houston. As Brian Webb reports this morning, the pair may have been connected.
Court documents reveal the 23-year-old Sacramento suspect communicated over social media with an unnamed individual living in Texas back in 2013. In one exchange, the two allegedly discussed training and fighting overseas. The Texas person, identified as Individual I, writes, "I need to learn from your weapon expertise." The Sacramento suspect responds, "If you arrive and I am still there, I will train you." A criminal complaint unsealed Thursday accuses the Sacramento man of traveling to Syria from the U.S. and back again after fighting alongside a terror organization, then lying to investigators about it.
This was an individual who was committed to going back home and probably as an Iraqi to fight what he perceived as were corrupt and authoritarian regimes.
Law enforcement officials accuse the Houston suspect of providing material support to ISIS. Both suspects are scheduled to appear in federal court today. Brian Webb for CBS News.
And Texas Governor Greg Abbott took it a step further. In a statement, he urged the president to halt the resettlement of refugees in the United States until there is an effective vetting process to ensure Americans' safety.
Philadelphia police say an officer is undergoing surgery after he was shot 3 times by a man who ambushed him as he sat in his police cruiser. Police say the suspect fired a total of 13 shots that hit the officer and his car. The officer returned fire last night, hitting the suspect at least 3 times. Police say the shooting was unprovoked. Both were taken to area hospitals. There's no word on the suspect's condition. The officer is expected to survive. President Obama is giving new clues into which candidate he will support in the general election. In an op-ed in the New York Times, the president indicated he will not back any candidate who does not support common sense gun reform. Yesterday's comments came on the same day the president made his case for tighter gun control rules, during a rare forum, I should say. Well, the mother of the so-called affluenza teen is expected to be arraigned in a Texas courtroom this morning. Tanya Couch is accused of hindering the apprehension of a felon for fleeing to Mexico with her son after he missed a probation hearing. Ethan Couch made headlines back in 2013 when he was just sentenced to just 10 years probation for a drunk driving crash that killed 4 people. He is still in Mexico.
The time this morning is 6:17 here on WKYT. The Chinese stock market regained some of the ground it lost during yesterday's free fall. Chinese officials have suspended circuit breaker regulations that shut down trading yesterday and Monday. Some traders said that it only added to the panic. Target is trying to get its cool factor back. The retailer is teaming up with SoulCycle on a limited edition collection, including sweatshirts, sweatpants, and tank tops. In some cases, the prices will be about half what they cost at a SoulCycle location. LG took the wraps off of a high-definition TV that you can roll up like a newspaper. The 18-inch display is just one of the concepts that LG is showing off at this week's CES Technology Expo in Las Vegas. None of the TVs will be sold this year, and in fact, it's possible that they never will hit the stores. Even LG isn't sure why you would want to roll up or bend your TV, but it could be an option. The Consumer Electronics Show will run through Saturday. Trying to lose some weight this year, a lot of folks made that resolution. How about eating tacos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Okay, the book called Taco Cleanse is suggesting from scientists out in San Antonio, Texas, this cleanse that provides more than 75 vegan recipes where you will have to eat tacos all day long for 30 days. The Taco Cleanse. There you go, Rebecca.
Oh, man. I'm sure that would work
Yeah.
great. Well, they are from San Antonio, Texas, so I guess they have a little bit of dog in the fight. Right. WKYT this morning is just getting started. Passengers on a Greyhound bus didn't make it to their destination on time after the driver made an unscheduled and unusual stop. We'll have more on that story in 8 minutes.
And that widespread rain early this morning, we'll get rid of it later on this afternoon. Then more wet weather in toward parts of your Saturday. Then the cold blast comes with that snow. I'll have all that coming up next.
Good morning again and welcome back into WKYT this morning. It's 6:22 and it is your Friday.
Well, police are questioning 3 people suspected in a Lexington gas station robbery.
Apparently holding them at the police headquarters right now. That's what's trending this hour. The Circle K on Richmond Road was robbed by 2 gunmen around 2 o'clock this morning. Police say they caught up with the armed suspects on Appian Way after a short chase. The suspects at this point have not been formally charged.
Alan Burgess will be in a Lexington courtroom today. He's accused of killing 18-year-old Kiara Green on Scottsdale Circle in June of 2014. This morning we learned DNA and ballistics evidence led police to Burgess.
We have the wet weather early this morning and it looks pretty widespread. However, the bulk of the rain right now is actually where the heaviest part that is. East of I-75. If you're sitting along the Mountain Parkway, if you're sitting anywhere east 421, you know how that goes. It's windy, it's hilly, and you're going to be running into some pretty soggy conditions. You look back toward the west, still a little bit more rain on the way, but I will tell you this, the bulk of this system is falling right now. We get into the afternoon, it gets much better. Let me break it down for you. From now through noontime, maybe 1 to 2 p.m. in the far eastern zones, but roughly noontime, give or take an hour or two, we're going to be seeing the bulk of the action. After that, anywhere from say 1, 2 p.m. to the evening hours, looks pretty good. Only slight chances of rain during that time. So most do stay dry later on this afternoon. Low 50s expected off into the night and into tomorrow in the 40s. But obviously the forecast that everybody wants to know about is the snow coming up on Sunday. But not only Sunday, snow lovers, you may like it because you actually have multiple chances in the forecast. I'll show you that into next week coming up.
All right, finally, kind of a winter pattern setting in.
A little goes a long way, I think, when it comes to snow.
There you go. 6:24 is the time. A lot of people, they're not really watching the weather. They're excited about football this weekend. Sure. The Cincinnati Bengals hoping to end a postseason drought by beating the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend, and they may be without quarterback Andy Dalton.
Now they have added pressure of a friendly wager between the mayors of the 2 cities. The loser must send his counterpart the promised treats and serve a meal and a local rescue mission wearing the winning team's jersey. Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley's package includes chili and coney dogs from Gold Star Chili and sundaes from Grater's Ice Cream. Yum, yum. You can see the game Saturday night at 8:15 right here on WKYT. Well, speaking of football, Beyonce is returning to the Super Bowl halftime show.
Going to be a big one. Pepsi confirming that Beyonce will join Coldplay for the halftime show at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Beyonce headlined the halftime show in 2013. Beyonce and Coldplay recently collaborated on the band's new album, A Head Full of Dreams. The Super Bowl is February 7th, and yes, you can see it right here on WKYT. Excited to bring that to you. All right, passengers on a Greyhound trip thought that they were making just a quick stop. What they didn't know was that their driver really wanted a nap.
Could be a problem. Passengers said it was about 4:30 Tuesday night when the bus from Kansas City to Denver stopped at a hotel in Salina, Kansas. Their driver checked into a hotel room and went to sleep. Passengers waited for an hour for their driver, then called police and a Greyhound bus. Well, I'll say I'd rather the driver go and take a nap than, be drowsy on the road, putting my safety at risk.
That is hard to argue
with.
Right. So
Okay.
just delayed their trip by an hour. But
Sweet
I'm sure there
dreams.
was confusion. You know, where's the driver
Right.
gone? What's happened here?
Right.
All right, our time this morning is 6:26. Just when you thought it wouldn't get here, it is finally Friday. And more news is on the way this morning.
When WKYT This Morning returns, dreaming of winning the lottery, aren't we all? We talk to an expert about what it takes to really win.
And tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $165 million, and a lot of eyes on Saturday night's Powerball jackpot of $700 million. We're coming right back on WKYT.